You ever been to an opening day?
I've never been to an opening day for any sport.
Bro, opening day. I mean, opening day for like basketball. Like I remember I was at Lonzo Ball's first game for the Lakers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, great seats that night. I mean, it was kind of
The
cool.
buzz in that place must have been crazy.
And let me be honest, Pat Bev we were playing against the Clippers,
Yeah.
I believe, that night. He was locking him up. Oh my gosh. But I've gone the last few years to opening day for the Dodgers. There's nothing like opening day. It's like daylight savings, like the sun has come out. We're getting ready to live. I don't think opening day of football would be that big. We
got 16 more.
Week one of NFL, not that big, but basketball, 82 games. Baseball is what, 100 and...
I just looked this up. Yeah, it's 104 in the 40s, maybe.
It's 100
or 136. I don't remember.
I should know this one. It's over 100 something. It goes on forever. Because remember that one year the Mariners won like 111?
Yeah, yep.
They won 116 games.
We didn't make it to the playoffs.
No, they made it to the playoffs. A loss in the first round.
Oh, man.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
But today, today's opening day for the Dodgers. So my son stayed up till 3 in the morning. Sorry, woke up at 3 in the morning to watch them play in Tokyo. Watched the whole game, then went back to bed then went to school.
Legend.
Bro, second year in a row, because last year they opened in Korea.
Yep.
And so he's like, Dad, I got to make this my tradition. I'm like, well, I hope they stop this year.
I was going to say.
Next year they're not in Thailand, trying to be like White Lotus or something. I hope that this it ends. It ends with us. Another cultural reference. It ends with us. We're not doing any more of these 3 because he would watch it. In fact, last year he cried. Night 2, game 2, I wouldn't let him stay up again.
Yeah. Oh, you'd be crushed.
So this morning he was like, Dad, please let me do it again. I'm like, no, like you have a life, like you're trying to learn.
Yeah,
There's no way.
Have you seen this video of this? This dad gets a call from the school, like your son fell asleep in class.
No.
And it's like, a fifth grader or something like that. So he says, all right, sends the kid to school with a monster. And he's like, he's gonna be awake today.
What's crazy is like all my guys at night don't want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Like none of them are like, none of them go to bed early. They're like, we're like start the process around 9:30. My guys are in bed 10:30. They're just late owls.
Will they fall asleep anywhere? Or they make it a point at least to go to bed?
Yeah, they go to bed. Yeah, they'll eventually get in their bed. But getting them up in the morning, I'll have to go in and wake them up. They don't wake up on their own.
I've never experienced this in my life.
No, this morning, we got to leave the house 8:15. I'm at 7:56 a.m. waking up my youngest like, hey, bro, like we got to go. And he's like, it's not 8 yet.
Yeah.
Like these guys can sleep.
My boys want to be at school as soon as the doors open, 8:05. Dad, I got to get there. What do you want to do? I want to play wall ball.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no.
Sleep in, please.
But we have made the decision to let him stay up so that we can have our morning.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a morning than have a night.
I always wanted to stay up later as a kid.
Oh, yeah. And I think I stole this from a parent that I really respect. He was like, our kids all stayed up late. And that's when we made the most memories with them. And I was like, that's really cool. Like, so at night, we're watching Laker game last night. We're laughing. We're wrestling. It's like... But man, I know when that alarm went off at 3 a.m. for him, it woke me up and I made sure I got up and made sure he was good. And I was like, bro, we're not doing this 2 nights in a row.
Hey, next year you got to do it with him though if it goes back.
Hey, next year if it's in Thailand, we're going. All right, let's go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 196. We are 4 episodes away from being at 200. And I just got to tell you right now, we are just thrilled about hitting the 200 mark. It only took us 7 years. We are moving at a snail's pace to get to 200 episodes. Wait, it took you 7 years? What were you doing? Well, when we started, we recorded this whenever we wanted to.
Yeah.
Maybe every other month.
Are you in the mood for a leadership lean?
Hey, so-and-so's in town. Let's go to the stew. We started Leadership Lean In at Colin Thompson's studio in Hollywood. And It wasn't until the pandemic that we took this thing serious. Why? Because there was nothing else to do. Literally, Leadership Lean In grew thanks to a lab in Wuhan.
Okay.
But thank you to every person that helps get this message and get the thoughts of leadership that we've been talking together about out and help spread the awareness. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Leave a comment, leave a review. It helps us so much, and it means the world to our team. There's a team of people behind this camera that help make this podcast possible. So thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And also, I want to invite you out to Los Angeles, California, our 200th episode. We're recording Wednesday night, May the 7th. And it wouldn't be the same without you. Get your ticket through our leadership email, or there is a link on my Instagram that you can hit, and you can come out, be a part of it. It's going to be an incredible time. We're going to have dinner together. I have a special guest that night, and we're going to record live together in the room, 200th episode. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. These are my favorite things when we do this live.
Yeah. There's something about, people fly in from all over the place. And
yeah, I'm always surprised. Where'd you come from? Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Florida.
It's like we're a little nation. We're just together. We're just trying to learn. I love it.
Leaner nation. We never thought it would be this big. Maybe 300 people now, 400.
Yeah, there might be 12 or 13 of us.
Yeah.
But I was just somewhere. Where was I? It was last week. I was in Colorado. And a number of people at this event I was at, a number of people, they all leaners lean over and they go, "Hey, I'm a leaner."
Why do they do it so discreet though?
It's like a low key. It's like hey, and not everybody else knows, but I know. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And so thank you. It means the world. It really does mean the world. And hey, when you post about it, we had a group that
this was so cool.
Yeah, watching this, I forget which episode it was, but a few of you posted that, this group around this table was learning, and we get that from Bible colleges and people all over the country, all over the world, really. Thank you so much for leaning in, and it honestly, it puts gas in our tank.
Yeah.
It really helps. It fuels us to keep going. So thank you, and get on a train, a plane, an automobile to get to the 200th episode. Hit me with the dun dun dun. It's not an episode without that right there. That is synonymous with Leadership Lean In. Sophisticated leadership podcasts would never have that, but we are not sophisticated. Okay, we're jumping in today. We're talking about the difference between a tired leader and a depleted leader.
Ooh.
And think about leading. Leading is exhausting. Well, why is it so tiring? Because you're giving away strength. You're giving away vitality. You're giving away energy. You're giving away so much life. I always think about Jesus. There's this story about Jesus, the greatest leader to ever walk the face of the earth. And he's walking down this road. And it says throngs of people are around him. And a lady who had an issue for a long time reaches out, touches his robe, and he stops and he asks the famous question. If you know the story, you know what he asked here. Who touched me?
Yep.
And the disciples kind of like, come on, man. Like, there's so many people around here. Like, we're in the Eagles parade right now, and you're asking who touched me. And he could recognize virtue left me. Vitality, strength had left my body. And I think, leader, you underestimate how much you're giving. And I'm not trying to knock or even minimize your work ethic, but what I am trying to highlight today is your ability to rest and recover, because you want to make it for the long haul. You want to do this for a really, really long time. We're not here for a good time. We are here for a long time. In order for you to make it for a long time, you're going to have to learn how to recover better. And I want to delineate the difference today between a tired leader. If you're tired, good news. So am I. If you're tired, welcome to the club. I like all this stuff on social media. It's like, nobody told me that marriage was like a competition between me and my wife of who's more tired.
100%. Yeah. The back and forth is so good.
It's so good. Like, how much sleep did you get? Well, I didn't sleep till, I just think that's so funny. Yeah. And tired, we're all a little bit tired. That's fine, because you're going and serving and building and maximizing your schedule. And I love that. But we have to also recognize, are you perhaps depleted? Because I think if you're depleted, we have to work on your recovery. We have to work on your resting. See, let's just talk about a full-time job. A full-time job is 40 hours a week. And sometimes what I find is that people that are not even working 40 hours a week can sometimes get depleted. How come you're not working up to even 40 hours a week and you're so depleted? A lot of times it goes back to your inability to rest and recover. You're not recovering right. So let's talk about number one. A depleted leader has chronic exhaustion. They are chronically fatigued. Even after a day off, they can't quite get their energy back. And we've got to do some investigating. Are your adrenal glands okay? How are your serotonin levels? Are you okay physically? Because it's like going through a light. When it's green, you're good to go through the light. When it's yellow, it's saying, hold on, you better slow down. And then you've got that couple seconds of making a decision where I'm either going to go through this even as it turns red or just right after it turns red. I'm going to go through this. And there's this point of no return. You got to be careful that you don't deplete and exhaust yourself to the point where it's like, I don't know if I can ever get my energy back. I don't know if I can ever get my strength back. So we've got to be careful with this word exhaustion. I'm okay if you're tired. If you're exhausted,
yeah,
we gotta look at that. Why are you so exhausted? When was your last vacation? How well do you do with your day off? On your day off, are you producing or are you in your hobbies and doing things to replenish you and recover you? And God is so clear on this. 6 days, work. 7th day, what's that word? What is it? I couldn't hear you. Oh, rest. Yeah, rest so you can, what's the next R? Yeah. So you could recover. A lot of us don't recover because we don't know how to rest well.
That's right. And I think this is, what's the phrase? TGIF.
Yeah.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God.
Before I had an understanding of what rest really is, I would work so I could rest. And recently I've switched that around. I rest because work is a blessing. Work is
fun.
That's actually the goal.
Yeah.
And when I work hard, I'm tired is just proof of work.
Yeah.
Exhaustion is proof that you haven't rested well.
Yeah. And rest, I feel like there's multiple facets to rest. Mm-hmm. Sleep is a part of rest.
Yeah.
I think our worship and our trusting in God is a part of rest. I think our hobbies are part of my rest. You got to find your family is a part of your rest. I think finding parts of your day to rest. Mm-hmm. I even like that Hebrew calendar. It's like give your mornings to yourself, give your days to people, and give your nights to your family. Like there's something about
I like that.
Finding.
I've never heard that before. That's good.
Finding these rhythms, finding these pockets of how do I rest. Julia showed me this video of one of our good friends there in New York, and this girl's a boss, and she was showing her whole day. She wakes up and shows the time, and she's making her kids the breakfast, and she gets her son to the bus. And then she's got another kid she's got to get to school, and then she's run this huge business, and she goes to work and shows her lunch, and then it shows, she picks up the kids and they got sports, and then they come home and they cook dinner. She shows the whole day, and then she said, right as she's getting ready to go to bed, and then I get 4 whole seconds to myself. And it's like, man, you better use those 4 seconds wisely.
Yeah.
And that's okay if that's your Tuesday, but you got to have a Saturday. Mm-hmm. You got to have a recovery day. You got to find a way, because you can't live in chronic exhaustion. Number 2, it's a loss of passion and purpose. A depleted leader has lost their passion and their purpose. And I always think, I want to work. I want to drive. I want to go. I want to make stuff happen. I want to help, people. I love to go hard, but when I'm tired, I can't lose purpose. Purpose is like, whew, we got something to do. We got, passion, man. I'm passionate about these things. What pushes you to keep going all the way to 200 episodes in 7 years? Wow. Like, man, Joe Rogan's on episode number 7,000. We just got to 200. But when you lose your purpose and you lose your passion, you're in a dangerous spot. How do you get that back? We've got to be honest. How are you doing with your purpose? Where is your passion level? Because I always think the best thing that you can bring to your organization is your energy. The best thing you could bring to your family is your passion. The best thing you can bring to the table, period, at large, is having great purpose and great passion. So if we lost those things, we've got to be honest. Number 3, I like this, making a poor decision out of burnout. A depleted leader cannot think well, doesn't make good decisions. And so your decisions, if you're scared about your decision-making skills, it's probably because you haven't taken the time to recover. And now you're making decisions that's like, oh, you know what? You can have my birthright, because what's my birthright really worth? Here it is. I'll take your soup and you can have my birthright. What is that? That's exhaustion.
Yep.
I am so depleted. I am so exhausted. I can't quite quantify things appropriately. I'm willing to exchange things that I once valued for things that are minimal. And that's a sign of exhaustion. That's a sign of a depleted leader when I'm not calculating things correctly. Things that when I am at strength and I am in confidence and I am in courage, then all of a sudden I'm like, there's no way I'm willing to give up. Do you remember growing up when you'd exchange, like kids in the lunchroom are like, hey, I'll trade you my banana for your pudding. It's like, homie, what? You want?
No way.
What? I don't want your, this is my pudding. I'm not giving my chocolate pudding for a banana.
Yeah.
But when you're tired, you don't realize what's at stake.
Yeah. When you're tired, exhausted, you only live in extremes.
That's right.
Your emotions just swing. Everything is, you get big amounts. My kids, this is them to the T, right?
Yeah.
When they're so tired, they are deliriously joyful. Everything will make them laugh. Everything is fun. Everything's excited.
Yep.
And they stub their toe and they can't recover. It is the apocalypse, end of the world.
Yeah.
They can't regulate their emotions when they're tired. So everything's extremes.
Yeah. And I always think when I'm sober-minded, when I'm well-rested, when I have recovered, I get that sobriety back. And I can see clearly now the exhaustion's gone. Right?
Do you think that leaders they are convinced I'll never be not exhausted, so I got to make a decision right now, and that's the real lie of this thing? Yeah,
I think so. I think probably the scary thing for me, the blurred line here, is that I go so hard, push so hard. I've been living like this for so long. I'm never not going to feel this way.
Yeah,
I can't even remember the last time I felt like myself or encouraged or strengthened. And you got to get strength. You got to find strength somewhere. It's a cocktail. It's a recipe that gets you into strength. It's not one thing. It's not like, oh, day off, you're good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's change your sleep. No, it's all connected. And how we do some things is how we do all things. So I get concerned about not tired leaders. If you're a tired leader, welcome to the club. I get worried about exhausted leaders. And I always get worried about their practice, their lifestyle. What are you doing wrong in your lifestyle? And by the way, these are good-hearted leaders.
Yeah.
Well-intended. They're not morally corrupt. They're not stealing money. They're not out sleeping with somebody that's not their spouse. They're just working too hard.
Yep.
And that, to me, is the tragedy of this, is that, man, you're losing good people to exhaustion. And I think you're losing some people that are knuckleheads that are just tired that think they're exhausted. They're not. Yeah. By the way, they're not.
Yeah, someone told them, you're exhausted.
Yeah, no, you're not. So run and tell that. You're not. You need to work harder. Actually, we're actually frustrated because you don't work hard enough. So that's not you. I'm talking about people that like, man, I'm willing to exchange all that I've got going on for this one moment because I think this one moment will fulfill me and I haven't found satisfaction. That's it. You're in a scary place.
Yeah.
You're going to go down some dark, again, birthright bowl of chili. Yeah, here it is. What?
Yep.
If you would have napped, drank some water, talked to a counsel, spent the night with some friends laughing, gone on a trip, come back to the same agreement, you go, you got to be, I'm disrespected by that.
Yeah, 100%.
It's tragic.
It's tragic. And then what happens is it takes less work to make you that exhausted the next time.
100%.
It's like you don't even have to work as hard, but you still feel more exhausted.
Yeah.
And it's just a cycle.
Yeah, it's a cycle, and we're just highlighting this because we want to get you back to the place where you can become tired again. That's fine. Again, I'm okay with tired. Tired is totally in balance. And if you got if you got kids, welcome to the tired club. You know, we're all a little bit tired today. We're all a little sleepy, but we just can't get you to that place where it's like, are you past the point of no return? No, because then you got to go to like, it's going to be tough.
You got to push pause. You got to go back. You got to repair.
Yes, it's tough. We got to recover you. So this is okay if you're a tired leader. You got temporary fatigue. I like the word temporary because it's like, I feel like this right now, but I'm not going to, man, give me a week in Palm Springs. I'm going to come back and kill it.
That's right.
Man, let me go on vacation with my family. Give me a Friday. You know, sometimes I do Friday, no phone, just a digital day of rest. Sometimes resets my brain and makes me excited to be back glued to a device all day, texting, emailing, slacking, posting, blah, 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 you know, like communicating all day. It's exhausting. It's tiring. And I'm okay if you are temporary. Let's just put a little sticker on that, temporary. I was talking to a leader recently, and they were telling me about the weekend they were about to go have. And when they told me about the weekend, their eyes lit up. They're just telling me all the things that him and his family were going to go do and where they were going to stay. And he told me the last 6 weeks I have pushed so hard and gone so hard for 6 straight weeks because I knew this trip was coming. Mm-hmm. And this trip was what it was able to get me through all 6 weeks. I think you need to have fun plans in your future. What's the next fun trip you're taking? What's the next fun thing you're going to do? Man, make some plans. Even if it's in July, even if it's in next September, you got to have something personally that you're looking forward to. So I'm okay with temporary fatigue that's in balance. Here's the next one is that you're still motivated. If you are a tired leader, you might feel tired, but you've still got enough motivation to keep on loving, keep on serving, keep on giving, keep on building. So I talked to another leader recently, and he was telling me just the internal struggle he had this last year. And he said, nobody on my team would know it. Nobody in my community would have felt it. But internally, I was dealing with some things, but I never lost my motivation. That is key. What is the difference between exhaustion and tired? When I'm tired, I'm still motivated. When I'm exhausted, I don't want to be around anybody. I don't want to go to work. I'm so intolerable. I could care less. My care button is gone. It's not even, you know how sometimes you use your button so much that it takes off one of the letters or one of the numbers. You get your care button. You can't even see it anymore because you don't care about anything. No, we've got to make sure that we keep it over here in this zone because you will not lose your motivation. Your whole world runs on your motivation. Are you motivated to try and solve those problems? Are you motivated to try and get better? Are you motivated to invest into them? Are you motivated to keep on trying to look at your org chart? You lose your motivation and we are in a serious bad place. But if you look at the great leaders that you and I admire, the great leaders that kept going, the great leaders that go 10, 20, 30, 40 years, they somehow figured out a way to stay motivated.
I find this has been recently, you know, I'll get my clothes ready the night before.
I love it.
Because I can't wait to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
And, you know, River, you know, before Christmas or before a big game or something like that, he has a hard time falling asleep because he can't wait to wake up.
Yeah.
And it's like I want that energy in my everyday life.
Yeah.
I'm tired because I know I just put in a day.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful for that. And I'm tired. I'm glad I'm tired so I can fall asleep. And it's gonna feel like I time traveled to tomorrow. I'm awake. I get to do it again.
Yeah, 100%. And I think you get around a hungry leader, a motivated leader, just the energy's contagious.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, they're hungry. They want to grow. They want to learn. Look at the lean in. Look at the buy-in. Look at the tenacity. I want that so bad.
Absolutely.
I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to evolve. I want to change. I'm not done growing. I'm not done leaning in. I haven't arrived.
Yeah.
I'm hungry for more. Man. So I'm okay if you're tired. Because if you're tired, I think you're still motivated. I'm not okay if you're exhausted. Because if you're exhausted, you're like, whatever happens, happens. It's all good. I can't control it. I can't change it. Can't change them. Can't change my situation. No. You're exhausted. We got to figure that out. Here's the last one. I love this one. Is that you can still bounce back. When you're tired, you can still bounce back. There's that belief in you that's like, man, I went hard. I remember after conference, I spent the whole Monday in my bed. I mean, the whole day.
Yeah.
DoorDash food. And I was texting with a leader that I just admire and respect so much. And this guy's a monster leader. And so he was asking me how did conference go and blah, blah, blah. And I sent him a photo of my DoorDash. I said, man, we're in bed watching movies all day. And he's like, bro, tomorrow, do the same thing.
Yeah.
He's like, tomorrow, you should rinse and repeat. Do the same thing. And if you need another day, do it again. Why? I'm in bed. I'm only in bed so I can bounce back.
That's it.
And I'm going to bounce back stronger and better and bigger spirit. Remember, if you're a complainer, bad things are going to continue to happen. But if you're grateful, you're going to attract miracles. The attraction that you're looking for has to do with your confession and your attitude. And I really believe the reason why we're talking about this is because some of us can't figure out, am I tired or exhausted? Well, let's just start with our language. Our language is a reflection of where we're at. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And so if you're tired today, let's confess good things. I might be tired, but man, Friday's coming. TGIF. I might feel a little bit down right now, but you know what? Let me rinse and repeat a couple days in bed. I'm going to be back with the eye of the tiger. Eye of the Tiger from Rocky Balboa to Katy Perry. It don't matter. I'm ready to get back. They're going to hear me. I love that one.
It's a great song.
Plays in our house a lot. But we're believing for you to bounce back. We're believing for you to have great energy. And for those of you that are part of Leaner Nation that believe in God, you know this scripture. But if you don't believe in God and you're part of our world, let me just teach you a great Bible verse. I believe in this one. It says, those that wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. They will rise up on the wings of an eagle. They will run and not grow weary, and they will walk and not faint. But did you notice the first part said those that wait on the Lord? In other words, so much of our refill has to do with our faith and letting God repair us and restore us, put us back together again, revive us again. And so don't just lean into the cocktail of great decisions from workout, diet, and sleep, exercise. All those things are important. I want to encourage you to lean into your faith, lean into God, and let God restore you and rebuild you up. We love you, and we're for you. We'll see you next time.